it's Jess from Jellephant Art. By the way, I hope you like my new intro. But yeah, today's video will be episode number 1 of 365 Days of Art. So this is basically like an art prompt book. And every day of the year there's an art activity. So yeah, there are a couple other of these. There's 365 days of creativity and also 365 days of drawing. So yeah, I'm currently on the art one. I've already done about 60-70 pages, but yeah, as you can see, there are loads of different prompts. So one of the first pages in the book is this activities completed page, and you can basically just like cross off everything you've already done. So I'm just going to do a bit of a flip through of kind of, well, the pages I've already done. So yeah, as you can see, there's like fruit with the wrong colours. It's like trees, some like practice with brush pens and flowers. These fish, which I did with paint pens. I'm not going to show you all the pages I've done, as there are quite a lot. But yeah, so some kind of colour schemes. A very wiggly arm. Got some like stars, an ocean thing, which I'm pretty happy with. And yeah, there's just quite a lot, to be honest. Oh my goodness, not that one. This was like years ago, like before I started properly doing the book like every day. But yeah, this is a page I did with a friend. And this is the page I never actually finished, however I did write the colour names, but I don't think I'm going to be doing that in today's video, as I just feel like that isn't very interesting. So now for the first page. Create your own colour wheel by adding in the colours. The inner layer should show a lighter shade than the outer layer. So yeah, as you can see, they've already got this blue-green colour. They've also got this tip, which is complementary colours can be found opposite each other, and these pairs will create striking contrast with your work. A group of 3 or more colours next to each other are called analogous, and these will form a harmonious palette when used together. So to colour this in, I will be using some supplies on what I like to call my Arteza pencil case. It's called that because not only is the actual pencil case from Arteza, but all the supplies inside are also from Arteza. So yeah, I've got the 120 set of coloured pencils, as well as my 24 set of real brush pens. So yeah, we'll just be using the coloured pencils today, as we have quite a wide selection of colours. So yeah, now we're just going to start colouring it in. So at some point in the future, I may actually end up doing like a proper in-depth review of my Arteza colour pencils, but let's just do a quick one. They're very good. But yeah, I would actually really recommend having a colour wheel, as it can be very handy and also, you know, very useful for like finding complementary colours and stuff. But yeah, I find that if you haven't got one at the moment, then a good way to like think of complementary colours like off the top of your head, then like the complementary colour to purple is yellow, and that is 1 part yellow, and purple is obviously 1 part blue and 1 part red, which are the 3 primary colours, and you need the 3 primary colours to, you know, create a brown muddy colour. So yeah, that's just kind of an easier way of just kind of thinking of it at the top of your head if you haven't got one of these. Also, I wanted to kind of bring this up like every few videos or so, and if you haven't seen my first video, then you might not know that I upload every 3rd Thursday, so Thursday every 3 weeks. And yeah, I'm just going to kind of bring it up every so often, just so that if you haven't like seen all my videos, or haven't seen that particular first video, then you still, you know, do have a chance of like being there when it's uploaded. But yeah, if I do ever like change it for whatever reason, because I'm like busy that day or whatever, then I will like tell you the video before, or like on Instagram or something. But yeah. You know what I also realised? My next video will be uploaded in December, before Christmas, which means it'll be a Christmas video. It is a bit weird having 2 Halloween videos and only 1 Christmas video, because like I feel like with the Halloween videos I was kind of struggling to come up with ideas for it. I thought like, oh, it's Halloween, I have loads of ideas, but actually it's Christmas that I've got quite a few ideas for. So, you know, that is a little bit annoying. So yeah, I'm just finishing up the colour wheel. I will say that the blue does look a little bit weird, as I use like light blue and dark blue, and obviously they're quite different colours really. And it does make quite a big contrast, but oh well. So yeah, that is page 163 done, and oh my goodness, that is some very grainy footage. Now it's time for the next page. Today, draw an object, but this time hold your pencil in the opposite hand to the one you normally use. If you're left-handed, use your right hand. If you're right-handed, use your left. This technique is a great one to practice as it encourages you to really look at an object and can produce interesting results. So yeah, here I go with my left hand. I've got to think of what to draw first. Okay, I'm going to draw an elephant. It's just going to make sense because Jellephant Art. To be honest, I'm surprised I haven't already drawn an elephant on the channel. But yeah, this is not actually looking too bad. I was going for a kind of cartoony vibe, which I think, you know, if I was trying to be really, like, draw a realistic elephant, I can't really draw that with my right hand, to be honest. But yeah. I honestly don't think this is too bad. So yeah, here's the finished result. So that is page 80 done. So now it's time to do page 71. Add shadows to the glass bottles. Try different ways of drawing them. So yeah, here we've got this sun and we've got these glass bottles. It's already got a couple of examples on like how to draw the shadows and stuff. So yeah, I think this is a really nice thing to do. Because drawing shadows can be quite difficult, and obviously you've got to have the shadow on the opposite side of the light source. So most of my shadows are like dark colours, but that one there that's kind of like a dark pinkish colour, I'll be putting like a light pink for like the ground, and here I go now doing that. Yeah, I just, you know, you've got to kind of realise that, like, obviously most people would say that shadows are grey, which they are. If it's on like a white or like a light grey surface, it would be. But obviously on coloured surfaces, it's basically just a darker colour of that, as that's like blocking the light from getting to it, if that makes any sense. But yeah, I'm also going to do a similar thing with the blue one. Well, actually two of the blue ones. I do feel like with some of the shadows, they do kind of blend in with the bottles a little bit too much. Like with one of the green ones, I don't know, I feel like the shadow just kind of looks quite similar to it, and like obviously the two blue shadows, you know, obviously I chose the two blue bottles, you know. So to keep the book open, as it's quite a thick book, I actually use like masking tape to like stick to the page and then the table. Obviously I choose to talk about this in the shot where you can't see it, but yeah, sometimes I have to weigh it down with like my painted rocks and stuff. But yeah, now I'm just kind of drawing like where the sun kind of hits it, you know, because it was quite away from the sun and it can be a little bit hard to tell sort of where the shadow would be and stuff. But yeah, we're just finishing up all the shadows, and yeah, I think they look pretty good. So here's the finished page. So yeah, that is page number 71 completed then. So now it's time for page number 63. Fill the opposite page with textures and mark making. Explore the materials you have. Try using paints with both wet and dry brushes. So yeah, on this page it's got kind of examples of what they've already put on and kind of things to experiment with, and this is the page we'll be creating on. So yeah, I've gathered a bunch of my art supplies. So yeah, got a bunch of different stuff, got some paints, got some pens, all sorts of different things. So yeah, I'm going to start off with like that kind of classic pencil ombre kind of thing, and then I'm kind of doing this like kind of fur texture with my brush pen, and I'm using my Liquitex Heavy Body acrylics, which if you haven't seen already, I did do a review of these, and I did say in the review that it looked kind of not very opaque, and I thought like, oh, that was maybe because I had water on the brush, but no, it wasn't. It's actually just kind of bad, you know, like the consistency is great, but I don't know, like that just isn't worth £6.50 for like a paint that you could like replace easily for like £1, you know. All the other colours though do work really nicely. But yeah, I've got some watercolour, obviously not ideal on non-watercolour paper, but oh well, I still did use it just cause. So yeah, here's the finished page. That is page number 63 complete, and when I get my hand out of the frame, the next page is continue to add flowers to the meadow. So yeah, on this page I've got some like flowers and stuff. So yeah, we will just be adding to this basically. So I'll be using watercolour for this, and obviously if you're using watercolour then it is ideal to use watercolour paper. And I'm just kind of tracing out, although not really because watercolour paper is very thick and you can't see through it at all, but I kind of try to get the rough shapes of the flowers correct. And yeah, this is my Arteza Kids watercolour palette. I love their watercolours. I really recommend getting them. So yeah, I like to use like watercolour scrap paper to test out the colours because it comes out differently on normal paper. Also, I got my Winsor & Newton like cerulean blue Cotman watercolour because I don't know, my other cerulean blue is kind of running out a bit. And honestly, they're really overpriced if you ask me. But they're not like that good. They're fine, but they're just not as pigmented as I thought they'd be. Like, I thought they'd be super pigmented. And I don't know, I really like watercolour that's like got lots of, well, colour to it. Because you can dilute it as much as you like. But yeah, I wouldn't really say it's worth the money, to be honest. But unfortunately with Arteza's watercolours, you can't actually buy them like in individual colours. So now I'm just finishing up doing all the petals and stuff, and for some of them I decided to do a kind of almost kind of lavender look in terms of like the texture of the petals, and yeah, I think that looks quite nice actually, so I did that for multiple of them. So yeah, as you can see, I kind of got a bit impatient and didn't like wait for it to dry properly, so yeah, I kind of had to fix the mess a little bit. Didn't completely work, but oh well. So that's page number 64 complete. So now I'm going to show you my final Inktober drawings. In my last video I showed you from 1 to 9, but yeah, these are just the remaining ones that I didn't get a chance to share with you in the last video. So there's day 10 Rose, day 11 Ghost, day 12 Arrow, day 13 Dark, day 14 Moon, and day 15 Halloween, as I am only doing 15 days this year as it is my first year. So I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, make sure to give it a like and also subscribe to see more content on the channel. Also, these are my other social medias, so you can follow them if you'd like. Thanks for watching. Bye!